What's up, everybody? It's your boy Baybar to Go Bar. So, Rivals of Ixalan came out. That's pretty exciting. And before I even go into some of that, let me just say that I am really, really happy and really, really impressed with some of the things that Octagon is doing, especially on the card side. They made a lot of adjustments to the to the Ixalan core set. They, nerfed a few really powerful cards like River's Rebuke just by about 3 mana. It was still a great cards, but more importantly, they buffed a lot of the really marginal cards. Reducing mana costs, changing the amount of activate gems, increasing power in some cases, increasing the shields on all those elite cards, the ones that had self-destruct features that were self-destructing way too fast. So I'm not sure they're exactly tuned, but it shows an effort, it shows a willingness. And so, thumbs up to Octagon for actually recognizing it and listening to the feedback on the forums. Another side of this is what we're seeing here with Race to Vraska, and the community hated this event because of a lot of regressiveness, and what I mean by that is they were basically, take 30 or 60 damage and end with 20 life, and it's all these objectives that were actually really not fun to try and achieve, but at the same time they were really counterintuitive. Like the blue node had this merfolk overlay, and the merfolks get buffs when you cast spells, and it's cast X or less spells. So it's like they went counter to what they were trying to do, which was really silly design in my opinion. And I think, honestly, I still hate the event. It gives you these big, great rewards, so it makes you want to play and win. And yet, the optimal way to win is basically go cycling in virtually every node. And cycling sucks, and it's not fun, and it's not enjoyable. So you either give up top prizes, or you just grind it out and have a horrible, 2-day period. So I don't know. I mean, I appreciate that they tried to fix this, but it's not there. I don't know. They have these really cool overlays, this really cool event, and they just totally ruined it with the objective. So I don't know. Try harder, Octagon, on that front. These are not fun. Anyway, back to more of a positive note. I wanted to deck test or show you guys this deck that I've been working on. I'm going to do it in a cross Ixalan because, well, this is the only real standard format except for events. And so I don't really want to run into someone running a BTB looping. I did that yesterday. Someone was running that, some BTB Imminent Doom deck. And I was like, you jackass. And then I realized, literally, I did a video that I recorded. It was one of the most hits on my YouTube channel, showing exactly a deck almost identical to what he was running. So I was like, oh, yeah, I guess I can't complain too much. I mean, you got to be able to test out old cards, too. That's what Training Grounds is, I guess. But, the problem is, it'd be really nice if they, had 2 different formats or whatever. So anyway, I don't want to take too long, but what we're looking at today is a T2 Ascend deck. Ascend is this concept that you get a city's blessing, and if the sum of your creatures, supports, and reinforcements is greater than 10, you gain the city blessing, and it lasts for the rest of the turn. It shows up a little icon on your guy. So stuff like tokens, stuff like clues, tokens, fabricates, all of that stuff will count as individual creature supports or reinforcements. So let me show you some of the key cards first. One is it's all about trying to get a bunch of supports on the ground, and also trying to then get a few of the important cards out, and then really just go into town on them. So how do we get to the Ascend or to the City Blessing? Thopter Spy Network is an excellent choice. Every single turn it spawns 4 1/1s. So in 2 turns you'll get 8 towards your City Blessing if you don't already, if they don't get killed. So that's probably the most important card in the deck. And the second one is this Storm the Vault. At the end of your turn, if you raided, find 2 treasures. These treasures will count towards your city's blessing. If you control 5 or more non-land supports, transform this support. And this is when it turns boss. At the beginning of your turn, convert X gems to blue, where X is the number of supports you control times 2. That sounds pretty good. It's a lot better than it sounds. Trust me. We'll hopefully see it in here in a second. Let me go through the rest of the deck. Twilight Prophet, I'm kind of iffy on her, but if you do have City's Blessing, you draw a card, and your opponent loses X life and you gain X life, where X is half that card's mana cost rounded down. It sounds pretty cool. It's kind of useful. The thing is, my mana curve isn't very high, so that's usually not a huge amount. Another City Blessing card we have is this one. Activate 2, draw a card, and convert 2 gems to loyalty. At the end of their turn, if there are 8 or more loyalty gems on the board, transform it. And this is pretty cool. Whenever you would gain life, gain half that life rounded up instead. Whenever you gain life, gain X mana, where X is the life you gain. So it basically turns your life gain into a mana infusion plus, a little bit of life as well, half the life. This is just another City's Blessing card, and it's a draw card early. And then if you have City's Blessing, which typically happens pretty quick, you start drawing one card, and your opponent doesn't draw a card every turn. So it's kind of a pretty cheap way to get some card draw going. And it gives it 2 mana. Pantheon of the Pyramid is our mana fixer of choice. This is an interesting one. I'm not sure it's a great fit, but it's really fun to do. Pick one of the first 3 cards in your opponent's library, fetch that card. If there are 6 or more black gems on the board, it gains 10 mana. So it's a really fun card to use. You basically look at the opponent's future cards, pick one, and often can play it immediately if you have enough black gems on the board. River's Rebuke, of course, pops everything, supports and creatures back into their hand. Amazing card, even at 21 mana. Vona's Hunger is an interesting one. It's basically a removal spell. It does say just the first creature, so it will kill hexproof. And if there's City's Blessing, it'll actually kill 2 creatures. So even though it's a little overcosted at 10 mana, once you have City Blessing, it actually is very, very solid. And this deck does generate a lot of mana once it gets going. And then Vraska's Contempt, our way to just kind of get rid of some of these pesky creatures, exile. It does a life gain feature, which is a theme of this deck as well. So let's go ahead and test it out. We're up against, oh my gosh, main loop, you jerk. I'm going to ask your permission to show this video on the forums. This is probably some obnoxious looping deck that's going to knock me out in like 2 turns, but oh gosh, this guy's known for his loops. He has Omniscience and a number of other things, so maybe a River's Rebuke will come into play. Alright, so I'm going to start with Storm the Vault, I reckon. Take that match 5, of course. This play looks probably like take the blue out from under Kiora, and the white gives him pretty good gains as well. Another part about T2 that's good, besides just the colors, I left him a match 5, that's stupid. Alright, is that he has his second, which is this little Manipulate. It's a 4/4 living construct, and every turn it basically creates a Fabricate. So that's very, very relevant in this deck. Because again, those Fabricates will count towards City Blessing. Again, I don't know. I probably should take the blue. I'm not overly concerned with the mana. I think I might work towards my little Fabricate token here. Hope main loop, my boy over there, doesn't just go bananas on me. Stop cascading. I do not like your cascades, sir. You know what? I might get this River's Rebuke ready. He's scaring me. I know for a fact he's a really good player and he has really scary decks, so let's see if I can get something going. Alright, that's not too scary. Actually, I'd probably just exile that with Vraska's Contempt, because then it won't create the little Thopters. If you exile it, will if you destroy it. So this looks like it'll drop down into the black match. Okay, good. Now I really want to get some supports down. Oops, I need to do that. Let's go ahead and do that. Alright. So now pretty quickly we'll be raiding next turn, which will be important for this. So now we really would love to draw a Thopter Spy Network. Alright. Just so you know, I don't know what it is, and someone can probably tell me in the channel, but I have this restriction where I can't I upload a video that's more than 15 minutes, so I sometimes have to edit them for content, which is just obnoxious and I'm not happy about. So I don't know if I have to pay for a service or something, but if you see some strange edits, then I apologize. It's not just because I'm feeling quirky. Alright, so here we go. I think this should be enough soon to go ahead and flip my support. Yeah, I should have 5 or more non-land supports. Let's go ahead and get this on the board. Not giving me a lot of good mana options here, is it? Yeah, I guess that's fine. Maybe I'll drop into white there. No. I don't know what this guy's running right here, but here goes my support flipping, I believe. Yep. Okay, so now I got the vault on, and you'll see how much mana this starts generating. He did just kill 2 of my supports there, which is obnoxious, but let's see how many we get. Bam! That was a lot of mana, dog. So you can see how strong that particular card is. Somewhere in the realm of ridiculous. And actually now it's going to allow me to go ahead and do my ult, which is going to be relevant this game. I'm going to take his treasure into whatever that was. It causes a little damage. I'm going to see if I can pick his pocket here. Ooh, come give me that. I don't want you having that, that's for sure. I have no idea what this guy's about to do, but it scares me because it's clearly a looping deck. He had a bunch of mana generation. Okay. Yeah, I gotcha. So, probably, I'm trying to think here. This is the one that gives him +X+O. I'm going to ask Main Loop to show me his deck later. Maybe I'll post it. Alright. Gain life equal to its toughness. Interesting. Alright, I think I'm just going to dump everything. Except for River's Rebuke. I'm going to save that just in case something goes wrong here. Exile you. Another vault, another pyramid. Alright, and pretty much almost had lethal, and there it is. Alright, so there you go, guys. That's the Ascend deck. Again, I'm still testing some cards. I don't have all of the best ones. There's, you know, if I cut this, then you'll know I just waited doing it for editing time. But wasn't actually really trying to make any of these objectives. But yeah, that's the deck. You might not have all the pieces. I'd say the big one is that Treasure Trove one, and just trying to piece together some interesting Ascend cards. But yeah, Thopter Spy Network's a big one to get that City's Blessing up as soon as possible. I should have mentioned when I actually hit it. I apologize for that. But honestly, it wasn't all that relevant in this particular game. It was all Treasure Trove and just absolutely going bananas on them. So anyway, I appreciate you guys' time. There's one card I'll show you if I have time in this video that I really want. And it's within the Mythic. I believe it's blue. And yeah, this Time Stream Navigator. Activate 2 if you have City's Blessing, gain 1 extra swap. That seems awesome in this deck. Easily. I mean, with all that Treasure Trove destroying stuff, you could probably get 2 swaps fairly regularly. Amazing. So I feel like it's lacking DPS. Not sure how to fix that, but I'm not too worried about it either. That was pretty effective. All right, guys, have a great day. See you next time.